You want to say anything to anybody?
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, good morning. It's about 11:30 in the morning, well, maybe closer to 12 now. I am walking to catch a collectivo to Texcania or Tascania, depending how they pronounce it both ways. And taking a shortcut through this nice neighborhood. Traveling in Mexico is not simple. Not simple at all. It's a real pain in the butt. In Mexico City, that's why I'm walking, because I could have taken right up near the... It's beautiful, this fountain. This is in the book I wrote, this fountain. Which way am I going to go? We'll go this way. So, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. So, with a bus that I would have, it basically is quicker to walk it over to this point than it is just to sit on the collectivo. Only if you're carrying a heavy bag or you have small children or whatever. It's still a struggle for me to speak, but at least I can speak again, so bear with me. So this neighborhood I went over the last time, boy, there's so much to see over there. I need to return many times, but this time my specific objective is to actually I'm going to go this way. Explore there's a national park. For what that's worth, I don't think it's, we'll see. I can't speak about it because I've never been there. It's called Cerro de la Estrella. And Cerro means zero, but Cerro, double R. I can't do the rolling R's with my, or the rolling L's, rolling anything with my tongue. Remember that cartoon when we were younger, Rolling Writer? Rolling Writer. Can't do it. My brother can do it. I can't. But it doesn't matter. So anyways, it's Mountain of the Stars. So I assume there's going to be a pretty good view. I saw a video of it on YouTube a long time ago. And I remember it was a foreign girl. I don't know if she was from the US or Europe, just don't remember. But I remember how scared she was going there. Like, she thought she was, well, it's an old video because I saw that years ago. So, I doubt the area's changed much because, Mexico City, unless there's major construction, it's been around for hundreds of years, so it's not going to change much unless they tear it down which they are doing more and more. Where the Chinese have gone over in an area called Santa Fe, they've torn down sections of that and put up new complexes for Dawei and other Chinese companies, and then obviously luxury apartments, buildings, because the Chinese don't mind living, a couple thousand in a building at a time. That's how they live in China, so that's how it's being done in Mexico City as well. And there's more Chinese. I'm not going to go off on this tangent, but there's a lot more Chinese here now, and I'm accumulating videos seeing a lot of Chinese cars now compared to just a year ago. So something happened in the last year where the Chinese companies have decided to, basically make inroads into Mexico City and Mexico. Also, when I was up in Monterey, they have a Kia plant up there. And Kia definitely has a footprint in Mexico. Lots of Kias. And they're cute little cars. I don't know how reliable they are. I assume they're fairly reliable now that Kia's been in the business a while. I'm sure that their cars have pretty good standards now, but I don't know. I don't know. Beautiful day. We're entering rainy season, though. Rainy season's coming a little early. But we'll see. Yeah, this camera, it's very difficult to navigate. So I've been trying to take a day off during the week and go. What I used to do is I used to take like 1 day a week or 1 day every 2 weeks. Se vende. It's a very nice area in Mexico City, but it's very expensive. I mean, these are $1 million homes, a lot of them. Million plus. And this used to be a river. 100 years ago, this used to be a river. And it was treated like a dump. People would come dump their garbage, so the city just said, screw it, fill it in. Yeah, a lot of history here. You know, we like to think the U.S. has a lot of history, and it does, but Mexico has been around longer than the United States. So, in fact, the very first printing press in North America was in Mexico City. Very first one, yeah. Pretty purple there. So I've been trying to get out to this. I like to go explore different areas in Mexico City. And, you know, every time I go explore an area, I'm like, wow, was I lucky to find where I am. Because I like where I am, the general, you know, vicinity of where I am, much better than other places. And when I first started coming here, there were like zero, and I mean like almost zero gringos or foreigners in these areas, which is why I liked it. I've always said if I want to see Americans, or let me rephrase that, if I want to see people from Canada or the United States, I'll go to Canada or the United States. I don't want to be in Mexico and in neighborhoods with them. I mean, there's many times I have been, and it's fine. It's easier to communicate with them in many ways. But why go to Mexico then? But that's my personal belief, and that's I know there's a lot of foreigners here who have the exact opposite opinion. They get security being around their fellow countrymen, and I understand that, but that's a topic for another day. Yeah, so the last year I've really been stepping up of, well, it's 2 years? It's either 1 or 2 years. I started taking courses, joining trading groups, and they have courses with those trading groups, and just went, you know, all in and trying to just expose myself to various philosophies on trading. And the last year specifically, what I do is a lot of people paper trade, and before they try something with real money, they'll paper trade. And I've done that, but for me, it never is the full intensity when you have real money in it. So I would actually learn different strategies and then map it out and chart it and try to apply it to the real world. And for me, that's the only way I get better is I've got to get in the ring. I've got to get hit, you know. I've got to learn what works and doesn't work in the real world. And believe me, it's not always pleasant. But I have the faith and the confidence that by undergoing, you know, it's getting forged like steel. When you go through the fire, you come out stronger. And you just have to survive going through the fire. And so that's what I've been doing. So I've been working on creating my own variations of things. And the thing that I've learned, I've been training about 5 years now. And the thing that I've learned, again, the hard way, because I didn't know any better, ignorance is a very dangerous thing, is the market is constantly changing. So the market we had last year is very different from the market we have today, and it could change tomorrow. And so the strategies that you utilize today that may be very successful. Oh, this is my bus. Hold on. Okay, so I asked the guy in the Collectivo when he's going to turn into the metro, the autobus station. I asked him, I said, hey, I'm going to the Cerro de la Estrella. I said, where are the Collectivos and the bus for that? And he goes, right here. So that's what I'm waiting for right now. So, and the people at the stop were telling me they only take a card. That's the thing in Mexico is a lot of these, the Collectivos will take cash, but the public buses won't take cash. Because this happened to me when I was up in Querétaro. So you have to get a metro card. So you can just put 20 pesos on it. The map says it's 5 miles to the mountain from here, or the hill. Simple. So, long story short, I'm getting off the bus here. These people are very friendly, and I looked on the map, and just trying to get my bearings because this road came to an end, and I asked the driver, I said, which way do you turn, right or left? And he said, I'm turning right. And I said, well, I don't think that's the way I want to go. Now it says it's 2 miles up to the hill from here, so I'm just going to walk it. I mean, I've never been in this neighborhood knowingly, so I'll walk it. So I'm at the intersection of Calzada Taxcana and Tláhuac. Buenas. It's my first time here, so I've just got to really get my bearings, and you can tell right off the bat this is a much poorer area. Okay, this is the street I was looking for, so this should cut right through. If my map is correct, I'm going to look at the map again. And you got to be very careful with the camera. Some people freak out, so just got to keep that in mind, especially if there's children. All right, I'm going to look at my map. People on the bus, they're so funny. They're like, Senor, you need to take the metro. I'm like, the metro? I can tell you that's not the right answer. Okay, I looked at my map. Now this way we'll go there. That's right. This is the type of exploration I like. I just didn't want to walk 10 miles today, so that's why I took the Collectivo and then the bus. You know, my philosophy. Hey, hola.
Hello.
Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
If I want to walk, I can always walk back. There's an interesting little street here. They're going to sign off here. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find in the alleys, in Mexico or in China. This looks like a church, a compound of some sort when you see these type of gates. I'll have to get the name of this church. I'll go up and take a look real quick. It's obviously wrong. It's around 12:30. Took a lot longer. Now, what I was saying before is I like to go during the week, not the weekend. Now, Saturday is still a work day for a lot of people. This is very interesting. I don't know if it's a baptism. It's a very nice church. Still looking for the name. Pueblos. I heard the water. Oh, what is this thing doing? Looks like the plaza. Hola. ¿Cómo se llama esta iglesia?
Es Capilla del Señor del Calvario.
Señor Caldo.
Es el santuario del Señor del Calvario.
Wow.
El santuario. Eso es santuario porque lo encontraron aquí a él. Entonces es como el santuario del Señor de Chalma.
Santuario.
No sé si lo conozcan.
Yeah.
También es
Yeah.
una iglesia así como esa. Y hay una cueva donde se encontró que está de aquel lado.
Muchas
Luego acá está
gracias.
cerrado, pero
Sí,
está,
de cerrado.
sí,
El cerrado.
sí.
Yeah.
Si quiere
Este es un misa aquí?
Sí, ahorita va a haber una misa.
Okay.
¿Quiere
Yeah.
pasar a la cuevita?
Yeah, es muy bonita.
Sí.
Yeah. Muchas gracias. Buenas.
Quiere-
Todos. El Señor
Small, but it's very pretty. The frescoes.
Salvación. Aleluya.
Pues de 1672. El 1672.
600.
Ajá.
Oh, so 400 años.
Sí, sí, sí.
Mucho, so could walk on. Okay, so there's a convent here. Convento Agostino. Just gotta be careful crossing the street. Got the grackle. So this must be public housing here. The way it looks like public housing to me. This girl's got a tramp stamp on her. Now, I could go that way, but it's through those stair complexes. I'm going to stick to the streets. Local panaderia. Called My Market, Valle de Luces, Valley of Lights. So we're going up the street, and it's a very interesting neighborhood. On, I got the market here for vegetables. So this must be their local, like a real market. Definitely public housing of some sort. They got no numbers on it, A2, A3. Just gotta be very, very careful. This is where I've seen people like going through real sticky areas and nobody's even looking at them as they're filming. And it's kind of like what I used to do. I used to like put my camera like inside here. I'll show you. Yeah, I used to have a backpack that was really nice and tight, and I would put the camera like right inside this pad. And nobody, the problem is the footage was kind of garbage, but if you don't want to be seen filming, then it's a good way to do that. See? It's, see, when you have a camera, well, first of all, when you look like me, you're going to stand out. So, all right, I'm going to sign off. Yeah. It wants to take me in these stairs, and I'm not going in there. I'm going to take the outside route. Oh, what a beautiful jacaranda. This must be really glorious when it's in full bloom. Still has a little bit of purple on it right there. You can see it. You can still see it a little bit on the street. All right, so I'm coming out to the street up here. Yeah, so I mean, the grounds are landscaped very nicely. But the buildings are shit. Someone has done this to me multiple times with this map program. It's frozen and it was sending me on one path, and all of a sudden it was like a crazy compass and it started sending me in the opposite direction. So I asked one guy, he said he's not from here, doesn't know. So I asked 3 boys with a soccer ball, and they told me, they pointed this way and they said just straight all the way. And I said, okay, thank you. I always ask at least 2, but usually 3 people. And if you get the same answer, you know that you're in the right direction. Okay. Not too bad though. He's a little tough. I missed the fight though. He's coming back though. I don't know, buddy. You should shut up. Count your lucky stars. Backpack's right there. I had asked them. They were the third people I asked, and they said they had no idea where it was. And I walked about 100 yards, and I felt a tap on my shoulder, and it was them, and they had a map, and they said, they first pointed right, and the bottom line is, if I'm going up, then I know I'm going the right way, right? Because it's a quote-unquote mountain, Cerro. So those blue fences right up there, that's typically what you see for like certain entrances to parks. Right, buddy? Watch out, there's a big bad dog in back of me. You don't want to meet him, okay? How you doing? It's okay, I'm not gonna hurt you. Let me go by you. Okay, is that better? Is that better? Hey, I have a dog treat in my bag for you. Let me go near him. He must be waiting to go inside. I'm not going to bother you, buddy. I tried to give him the treat, and he took off. He bounced like a rabbit or a deer. Like, you know, see the deers bounce? Oh, we got Frida Kahlo over there. I'm going to shut off because I don't want to use up this phone. Well, this is just an entrance to nothing, I don't think. So I asked there's a guy loading a scale right over there, and I asked him, and he said go straight, and then a woman said, well, that entrance might be closed, so you might want to go this way instead, and then work your way up to the right. So I'll go this way, and if it's not right, then I'll just backtrack. Top of the wall there. Okay, so my map started working again right now. I basically, anytime anything electronic starts malfunctioning, I shut it off, turn it back on. Did that a couple times. Who knows, maybe you're just not getting access to the satellite. You just never know. But this street that I'm on, the street I was on before would have been the right street. But it goes in a circle, so it's going to work out fine because I've never been here, so I kind of enjoy getting to explore new territory, even if it doesn't really, you know, I may never be here again, so hey, but I'll just do a loop. So this will take me like this way, and then I'll come back and go down the street that I would have gone up if I had stayed straight. All right, signing off. This is the type of stuff that you know, you go through anytime you go someplace for the first time. Well, they got collectivos here, so that's good. You can always use collectivos if you don't feel like walking. So what I was saying earlier when I came to the bus that I got on, I was saying that basically I've been working on some different trading strategies. And the trading strategy that I'm on now, it's a form of day trading. I'm not a traditional day trader. I'm just not fast enough. You have to be very, very fast in your processing on when to get in and out. And I have found that with me, hey, this is the right over there. That's where I came from. Over there, I believe. You can see how bad the haze is. Better views at the top. But anyways, that's the view. Okay, I'm gonna have to check the map here because there's a split in the road. And I'm not sure. What does that say? Talos or Carpinteria? Yeah, you see those combis everywhere. So this is the intersection of Kakama and I never got the name of this road. Yeah, well, we know that's not the way. I don't think. Kakama and Tezazomak. So it's actually in the market that we have right now. What I was saying is the markets ebb and flow and they change. So I've been developing, and I have developed strategies that are able to make money in different kinds of markets. And right now we have so much volatility. Buenas tardes. We have so much volatility that I'm not going to get into the details here because this isn't what I'm talking about on this video. So I guess Satali, that's a nice green, or not green, aquamarine, or it's another word for it that I'm not coming to me. But I could just do it for the first couple hours of the day, but the trading. But I've been basically, typically when I get into something, I'm like an all or nothing type of guy. So I tend to have, hola, buenas tardes. I tend to get better results when I put a lot of my time and energy into something. I suspect that's probably true for most people, whether it's work or play. All right, I'm going to sign off here. Something's going on here. Huh. Who knows? Yeah, that looks like a friendly road, doesn't it? But this is the downtown right over there. So you just got to be alert. You never know who comes. Trust me, I've seen it all, been through it all. Well, not all. I don't want to go through it all, but you never know who's going to approach you, and you just have to be prepared to boogie, run. It's the number one thing. When in danger, run. And if you can't run, fight. Those are really the only two decisions you have. But I'm not going to say it's not possible, because anything is possible anywhere, anytime. But it's most likely not going to happen. Especially, you know, rule of thumb, most people don't want to fork around with foreigners. Because, not saying people don't, but it brings potential issues. and repercussions. So, all right, so this is the neighborhood I'm in now. Same type. All right. Oh, look at this truck here. You can see this, something like this in LA set up. It's a Chevy, I think. Or Dodge. Yeah, Chevy. That's what I thought. Shop over there underneath the canopy. And this reminds me a lot of Pachuca. That neighborhood that I had to go through to climb up to the Cristo Rey. Well, it wasn't this nice. Alright, interesting little house there. Some sort of complex, guarded. I'm looking for street names and I don't see them. But I'm pretty sure it's this way. Abarrotes, La Encantana. Okay. This guy's coming up to me telling me to delete my photos. This is the type of stuff that I was talking about before. This happened to me on the way to this area before. And you notice he doesn't have any license plate. So you just gotta be careful. So the one thing that I do is I will pretend I don't understand what the these people are saying to me. And I told him, I said, I don't understand what you're saying, see? So this guy's gonna come back. The other thing that I do, there comes a point when I don't even try to speak another language. I talk in English, because that's my native language. And I just said to this guy, I said to him in English, I said, listen pal, I don't know what the fuck you want, but you better leave me alone, something to that effect. And the reason it's effective is because they understand you, even if they don't understand the words. Whereas if I'm trying to say that in Spanish, I'd sound like a goofball. So maybe I won't see him again. I should have Hola, va al alto? Gracias. So, maybe I should have pulled the camera out and put it in his face. But, this being my first time here, and you never know who somebody is. That guy, he was probably 25 to 30 years, so 20 to 30 in that range, you just never know. And he had a nice new car, and who knows who his father is, but obviously he thinks it gives him some power to tell me to delete my photos. And I should have told him to go shit in his hat. But I told him instead that I don't have any photos, that I'm using this as a map. And he kept following me. So when I came to that intersection and he went left, I took a right. Alright. Of course they have a dog like that. I hate those dogs. Okay, so it's not much on the map. It says it's not much taller than the top, much further to the top, but you just never know. Yeah, I know it's insane, but those type of people, I force myself to bite my tongue, and I force myself to avoid the confrontation, but part of me is boiling inside. And listen, I'm not a young guy anymore, but that's the other reason. But I can tell you, I was getting pretty close to the point where if that guy had gotten out of the car, if he had tried anything, and I'm glad I didn't have to do that, because there's no winner, man. No winner, especially out here. And when something like that happens, you immediately go to boogie. If you're in that type of situation, like even right now, technically, instead of going to the top of the hill, and I'll finish my thought here, but if this is when you really want to basically, escape, evade, leave, so that if that guy is going to get friends, you're long gone. But the way I look at it is, I think I explained earlier, I'm going to go out the other way. So I'm going to be on the other side of this hill. So unless he comes up here looking for me, if he's waiting down there just looking in that neighborhood where I'm coming from, it's on the other side of the hill. I know what his car looks like. I know what he looks like. If I see him again, then it won't be good for him. Oh, Museo Fuego Nuevo. New fire. Okay, I have no idea what this museum is. I'll go in and look. Live long and prosper.